How you guys doing today? Welcome to A Boy and His Dream podcast, episode number 6. I am so excited today to have two special, amazing guests in the house. On my far right, I have Cheryl, Roop. She's the executive director of Jones Memorial Community Center here in South Suburb, Chicago. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. So happy to be here.
Thank you. And I have on my immediate right, I have Elani, and she is one of the recipients of your students, graduated many years ago, and she's still affiliated to your program and your facility. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Oh my goodness, this is going to be great. So, you guys know, for those who hasn't, if you've never subscribed to our episodes, podcast channel, please go ahead and do that. And we have several episodes with a lot of topics that's going to change your life. All right. Today, I'm going to have you introduce yourself real quick, Miss Cheryl, and tell us who you are, what you represent, and what you do at Jones Memorial Community Center.
Well, sure. Again, thank you so much for having me. I'm Cheryl Roop, as you said, Executive Director of the full name's Harold Colbert Jones Memorial Community Center, fondly known in our community as Jones Center by the people around us. We're in the south suburbs of Chicago, so about 60 miles south of Chicago. And I've been there for about 20 years as executive director. It's near and dear to my heart because my family immigrated to the Chicago Heights area and actually needed to use the services of Jones Community Center when my dad was a very young boy. So Jones Center's been there for my family, and I just want to make sure that it continues to be there for other families into the future.
I appreciate that. Welcome on board, and welcome to the podcast. So your family immigrated. So your family are immigrants, and from where are they from? Where they
from Italy.
From Italy. Oh, wow, I love Italians. I love your food. I love Italian food. Trust me. I just be mindful of how much I eat because it tastes so good. Well, I'm glad to be affiliated with you and with all the amazing things you heard and research that you've done for that community. I mean, you have a heart of gold. I just wanted to let you know that, and I'm sure you've been told so many times, but I just have to let you know that you are amazing. Imani, am I correct? Ilani. See, she's wow. I'm so privileged to have you here, Ilani.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And then I was told that you actually went through the program at Jones Community Center.
Yes, I did.
And today you're still there. I mean, tell me, who are you?
I'm Ilani. I'm Ilani. I went to Jones Center since I was in about kindergarten, and I came back to Jones Center in 5th grade, and I feel like I've been there ever since.
I love it. And are you in school right
Yes, now? I'm in school. I currently go to Prairie State Community College in Chicago Heights.
Where are you studying?
I'm studying in music education.
And what are you going to do with that?
Become a music teacher.
Wow. She's amazing. Look at it. After giving all the opportunity that she needed, and she didn't just take the opportunity around and just took off, she want to also give back so that other children can benefit.
Right.
I mean, that's priceless. And do you encourage such attributes? Do you encourage such gift for others that they should do more?
Yes. Yeah, every day.
Tell us more about that.
I have kids in my class every day that call themselves slow, or they call themselves retarded, or sped is what they like to say. And I try to remind them every day that you're not slow. You go at your own pace. Everybody moves at their own pace. You're not slow. You're not retarded. You just working how you work. That's how you operate. That's who you are.
So everyone is designed differently.
Yes.
They should function as such.
Yes.
And you think that everyone should be accepted based on who they are?
Exactly.
Where they're from?
Yes.
How they look like? As long as we're not hurting each other. I'm not doing anything that is against anyone that's going to bring hurt to others. I should be accepted.
Yes.
All right. Giving back is really important. And then to give back, you have to have what you should be given. If you don't have the resources to be able to give, you should not be giving, because that's going to create another problem for your own self. And there are a lot of special skills that we need to have in order to be able to survive and create and do businesses. And I so definitely understand that a lot of our youth these days, they don't have those skill set.
Yes.
And I also realized, I was researching your community center. I came to realize that you are offering most of those special social skills. This is ranging from, value-based, recreation, social skills, art, enrichment skill set. A lot of those children running around the street right now don't even have common sense, talk less of those social skills to be able to survive. And they wonder why they're not being given opportunity. So you are offering this skill set for free.
Right.
Okay, so tell us about the program that you're offering and you're giving to, offering to these children, and who are benefiting from it, and what impact are you guys making for the past since you've been there?
Right, sure. So we have out-of-school time programs for the kids after school. And like you said, there's a lot of, they get the academic time during the school day, but they need our support because they might not have the ability to have that support at home. Some do, some don't. So we're there for the kids, we're there for the families. But they come to Jones Center, especially now after the last 2 years with the whole COVID pandemic. You find that their social skills are lacking. They're not working well together. Alani sees that every day, that she has to work with the kids. Discipline has been an issue. And as they grow up, they're not going to survive without these communication skills, without these social skills, without being exposed. One of the things we try to do is expose kids to things that they would not otherwise be able to be exposed to. Alani and I were talking on the way here. She was saying Jones Center was, the first place she ever went to that brought her to a baseball game. That what were some of the other things we were talking about?
Jones Center was a first for me. Definitely first time going to a baseball game, first time going to hockey games and professional basketball games, first time actually going out to a fancy restaurant, learning etiquette, first time for a lot, actually.
Right. So,
a whole lot.
So Jones Center is definitely a community center of first. She mentioned etiquette. That's something that we do. A lot of people don't sit down at a table anymore and eat together. Seems so basic, but just silverware, drinkware, what to do, how to cut your food, how to have a conversation while you're eating, how to socialize. So many things that we take for granted that people don't do as much anymore. And so we just try to bring that family atmosphere. We try to teach kids things that they might not otherwise learn, and we're there to not to replace schools or to replace families, but to support them.
It's to fill in the gap. There's a gap.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
There's a big gap of needs, and you're here to fill those gaps.
Exactly.
And I'm sure there are other community center who are also offering the similar program. And it's never it's never enough. We need more because the people who are benefiting from it, there are so many children need it. And those skills, those values are what are lacking right now when you sit by children are going crazy on the street. There's no self-control, there's no supervision, there's no accountability, because if you have this skill set, you're going to behave well. You're not going to be robbing a bank, carjacking, just robbing random people on the street just because you don't have self-control, because you don't have the social skills to be able to go earn a living, So, how can we help those children out there right now on the street struggling? They have no social skills. And, you are coming from adversity. You've coming from it, right? Tell me more about your adverse situation. What are the challenges that you faced in the past and could have stopped you from moving ahead, and yet you're like, my past is my past?
One of the biggest challenges I think I've experienced right now in life is with school. I found myself in a very bad mental state with school, and I wanted to give up so bad. I did. I really did. But something just told me just to keep going, Never give up. That's my new quote for myself, because you can never give up. You never know what can happen. You got to keep going, whether it's get hard, it's rough times, it happens, but you can't give up.
Appreciate that. Were you born privileged?
I'm not going to say I was privileged, but I had what I needed. So. And
you needed more to be able to get to where you need to be.
Yes.
And when you found those help from Jones Community Center, you took it.
Yes.
That's amazing. So I'm going to extend on that next question to you, Ms. Cheryl. How do you do your funding? How do you get funded? And who are your partners? And how do you get funded? Because I'm sure that your program is very capital intensive. And how do you get funded?
Right. Well, we've worked really hard through the years to diversify. When I first got there, we were mainly surviving off of United Way and then just some other gifts. We still do get United Way funding. They're very generous. But we've expanded now. We have grants through the Illinois State Board of Education. We have some Department of Human Services grants. And then we have private foundations. We reach out to all different types of foundations. We have individuals and still the community organizations like the Rotary Clubs and Kiwanis and Lions Club, a lot of churches. So we're just so fortunate that we've been there since 1917, and we have really built a network of people that support us. We have fundraisers, and so we just try to find funding wherever we can. And partnerships, the city of Chicago Heights is very good to us. We partner with, like I said, local churches and the clubs. The school, we work very closely with the Chicago Heights School District, 170, and then the high school level, Bloom Township, because we give scholarships to their students. So we just, whoever is willing to work with us and has the same goal, we'll go ahead and join forces.
That's amazing.
Yes.
I like that kind of relationship. You have to build the relationship to help build the community, bring the value that we needed. And the support system, we definitely need the support system. How do we support you? How do we donate? Where can we find Jones Memorial Community Center?
A good place to start is on our website, which is www.jonescenter.org. And then we're also on Facebook and Instagram, just under hashtag Jones Center. Hope I got that right.
Yep.
Yeah, or you can, we're always just available. Can call us 708-757-5395. Yes.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
So I just have your number now. I will be calling you guys to,
call us anytime.
Send in donations. Okay, so your program, are you guys primarily targeting one specific race, or are you guys diverse? Who are your audience?
Well, we will help anybody that needs help, but mostly our audience are the school-age children in our community. And the schools that we serve are mostly African-American and Hispanic. It's probably about 50-50.
50-50?
Right.
Well, basically, you are open to all children.
Oh, sure, of course.
You work with all children, make sure that they learn, they have the skill set that they need to be able to survive out there.
Right.
Do you know the impact that you have made right now in society since you took the responsibility of being the executive director? What impact have you guys made? I'm sure the audience want to know the impact you've made.
Well, thousands of kids have come through our program. I've been there for about 20 years, and I've been there long enough now to see the kids that come back as adults and say, thank you for this and thank you for that, But yeah, just thousands of kids have had better academics and social opportunities because of Jones Center.
It seems like your alumni is very strong. And since your children are spread across the globe and they all are doing great things, what community are you from in particular?
Chicago Heights.
Chicago Heights.
Yes.
So what do you have for the give them a shout out today?
Shout out to Chicago Heights.
And shout out to Chicago.
And Chicago and the South Suburbs.
Yeah, and shout out to Nigeria for giving birth to me and being able to be here.
Yes.
I love it. So if you're listening to us today, this is A Boy and His Dream podcast, and we are sending positivity and bringing youth who have done something great with themselves, and youth that to inspire those youth who are out there confused and being misled, and who are taking a shortcut to life, and it's not going to take you anywhere. And the only way, there are 2-3 ways to that. If you continue to manipulate the system and be, not being law-abiding citizen, you're not going to make it. Either you're dead or in jail. You don't want that. So if she can do it, if Elani can do it, you can do it. If Miss Cheryl can volunteer her time to invest in youth's life, you out there who is very successful in our community, you can also pick up a child and mentor that child. And I certainly believe that for us to able to have a healthy and safe community, everyone has to be involved. This problem is no longer a problem of the government, a problem of those who are in the high places. This problem is officially the problem of everyone. We must get involved and collectively handle and tackle this problem that we have right now. I mean, you already know. I don't even need to start pointing out what those problems are. We have safety issue, we have trust issue, we have segregation issue, we have racial issue, we have police brutality, and we have lack of trust for police. You cannot get rid of police system. We can reform them. You cannot defund it, because when there's no police, it's going to be anarchy. We have fear in the city, but guess what? We have city to protect. And for us to be able to protect the city, we got to work together as one, regardless of the skin color, where you're from, financial status, and then socioeconomic status. I said, I'm challenging you guys to come out and join Miss Sherry and Alani today, and my producer, who happened to be Michael Wada, so that we all can work together as one. This is our social responsibility, to bring the city to a safer community so that we can live together as one. I want to say thank you for coming to A Boy and His Dream podcast today. I usually like to ask a few questions before you leave. Mm-hmm. What question do you have there today? And what inspirational word do you have there today for the community before we say thank you?
Well, I guess the question is just, what can you do? I was listening to what you were saying, and everybody could do something. And you don't have to be a certain race. You don't have to be a certain age. I know there's a lot of older people that work with us, and they're like, what do I have in common with the kids? What can I give them? And you could just give them time. You could just give them a listening ear. I mean, isn't that, we find that people think, oh, I don't know if I could do this. And then they just make the best of friends, because you don't really need to do anything but just be there. Give of your time, show that you care. And that's really all we need to do.
How about you?
Yeah, I agree with what Ms. Roop said. I've experienced, even now, students come to me, oh, Miss Ilani, I need to talk to you about something private. Just be there for them. Just be that ear for them. You never know what a child's going through. You never know what mental state they are in. And just being there for them could mean the world to them. You just never know.
Thank you so much. Thank you for coming. And today we're going to draw the curtain. This is the end of A Boy and His Dream, episode number 6. And here is your take-home motivational quote. Do not judge a book by its cover, because you don't know the content of that particular book. Do not. It is not my quote. It's been around, but that's my quote for you today. Never you judge a book by its cover. Have a great day.